The hype for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, bro, that game was overhyped. The way it was marketed, I can't believe I bought the deluxe edition because I got this with it, bruh. I regret buying that freaking deluxe edition BS for this. Granted, this looks cool, but this, I low-key want my money back for that Pokemon Let's Go Eevee bullshit. What's up, Hurt Minded? I was like, man, this is some bullshit, dude. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu is downgraded, low tier Pokemon BS, bro. But look, since we here, we're gonna do one topic anyways. Do y'all remember David Ayer? Y'all remember David Ayer? That guy who did Suicide Squad, which had a dope soundtrack, by the way. This dude, David Ayer, he's whack to me now because of this bullshit he pulled recently. Bullshit stunt. And of course, David Ayer will pull some shit like this, bro. Let's go into it. Hey, Perp, if you want to, you can come on real quick and hit this topic with me, bro. Because I'm just gonna do this one topic, then I'm finna dip out. If Perp wants to come on, Mike, if you want to come on and hit this topic with me, it'd be cool to have some other input on this. The stream, the link to the stream is now, so we about to hit this top right here, bro. Now, if y'all remember, look, y'all remember Suicide Squad? What was one of the 3 things y'all hated from Suicide Squad that really made piss off about the movie? And what's one thing you did like about Suicide Squad? In the chat, what's one thing you liked about Suicide Squad, and what's one thing you disliked about Suicide Squad? One thing I liked, that soundtrack, bro. That soundtrack was that Sucker for Pain song with Lil Wayne, Ty Dolla $ign, Wiz Khalifa, Logic, Imagine Dragons, Wiz Khalifa. That joint was hot, bro. That soundtrack is heat. One thing I hated, the team and how they just killed off one of the members, Slipknot, as soon as they started their mission. Anybody want to join the live stream and hit this topic with me real quick? It would be nice to have some input. So what's up, Virgo King? Link is in the description, y'all. Shouts out to Virgo King, bro. Suicide Squad Ayer admits Harley Quinn mistakes. What's up, Mike?
So,
hey, well, good thing you're here because we can get more input. Have somebody on here to hit this topic with me.
Right.
All right. So Suicide Squad Ayer admits Harley Quinn mistakes, gun going more standalone for sequel. So Mike, the biggest thing that he's getting caught out for and he's apologizing for is because Harley Quinn was sexualized, right?
Right.
So people are coming out now trying to get on Ayer about this like movie that came out in 2017. And he's like bending the knee in a sense and accepting the faults, like, oh, my Harley Quinn was sexualized, even though Harley Quinn was always sexualized. Like that always been her character.
Yeah, since the beginning, right?
Like even in the most recent comics, she wears like booty shorts and then a crop top.
Yeah. But like he's saying like that's something wrong with it, or what's like
no, He's agreeing with other people that she was sexualized. Like, look at this tweet here. He retweeted somebody else's tweet. So this is the original tweet right here. Someone here named Samu Debadibalum, whatever this dude's name is. He said Harley was sexualized in the entire Suicide Squad movie, and in Birds of Prey, she was a real character, not a eye candy. So this is a Birds of Prey fanboy. So he said in Birds of Prey, she was a real character. I disagree with that, but we know that this person by this tweet is likes Birds of Prey more than Suicide Squad. So we're dealing with those type of people here. Now, what David Ayer is saying, he's saying, sadly, her story arc was eviscerated. It was her movie in so many ways. Look, I tried. I rendered Harley comic book accurate. Everything is political now. Everything I just want to entertain. I will do better. Now, this is the problem with this. He should have never done this. He should have never got on here because he made her comic. He made her accurate to the comic. How she looks now. She wears the booty shorts and the crop tops.
Right.
I mean, he could have.
Let's be honest, like she's pretty accurate.
Right.
Like yeah.
I mean, he could have gave her the OG Harley Quinn costume. He could have gave her the OG Harley Quinn costume, but it was either that or the most recent design they use in the comics, where she wears like the booty shorts and the crop top, which I got no issue with. People shouldn't be mad that he made Harley dress like that because she actually looked good.
Yeah, like I feel like there's like this kind of like weird movement, like the SJW movement, where like they're trying to find like wrong in everything. They're trying to find faults in everything, like in Hollywood. Like you just can't be honest anymore. Like you can't like do an honest movie. You have to be PC all the time. And man, if you really look into the character, like even from the beginning, she's like she's not even like that. She's not even like that deep of a character. If you really think about it, like essentially she's like this lackey for a Joker, and then like they do like the mad love story where they give her a little more background and give her a little more depth, but still she was never supposed to be this big character. But since she gained her popularity and stuff, like eventually like people start to get more followers and fans, and now like this big movement is like Harley. If you really think about it, Harley Quinn should be like the last character to use as a face of woman empowerment. If you think about it, she's a villain that kills. Like it's all a little bit misguided,
right?
And like David Ayer, like I think like some of these directors are like in today's climate, they're like walking in eggshells, and they're like trying hard not to say like what they really think about it. They're trying like to appease to fans, because like in today, if you say the wrong thing on Twitter, you'll get canceled, right?
Yep.
Like can you imagine like you're a director and like some fan or comes up with like a situation where like there's like morals and stuff involved, and you say the wrong thing, and you may lose your job. So like it's bad. It's bad today. Like people can't really be honest, or like they have to like walk on eggshells, and like I don't know, man.
Yeah, Pete. Like a lot of these directors, look, it's I have no issue with people trying to like be fair about people's emotions. Trying to be like, you don't want to be blunt and rude, but at the end of the day, if you have a creative vision, and your creative vision is like potentially may offend. Look, there's a lot of movies out there that don't work for everybody. Some people probably was offended by the Avengers movie. They was probably offended by something in the Avengers movie. Right. The Avengers movie didn't please everyone. It pleased some of us. I liked it, but some people didn't like it. You can't please everybody. When you come out with a movie, you're not going to please everyone. If you got a creative vision, like for example, Zack Snyder. He didn't please me, but I wasn't against him doing Man of Steel. I was actually open to the idea. Up until I saw Man of Steel, I had a very different opinion, and my opinion changed once I saw BVS. No, I gave the guy a chance. I wasn't against Man of Steel. I was like, yes, we get a Superman movie. So it's like at the end of the day, if you got a creative vision and you want to put something out there, go ahead. But you're not going to please everyone. At the end of the day, you will never please everyone. And trying to please everyone, you're just going to have a harder life trying to please everyone.
Right, like you can't, like, especially like when it comes to like to art, like in the making movies or making like writing or like making music, you can't really be trying to appease to everybody. You should like play to your strengths and like do what you want to do what you feel. So like in today's society, it seems like a lot of creators are trying to do their work, like they do their stuff, but they try to like reprogram it to fit some formula like that can be like maximized like for the general public. But I feel
Yeah,
like it kind of devalues the art form. Like if you want to do a movie and you want to like address some topic and do this way, you should do it. You shouldn't be like trying to appease to as many fans. But I understand like these businesses, they're like they want to maximize their profits, right?
yeah,
So like you can't really make a Batman movie for this particular set of fans, and like you have to generalize. And it's kind of like it's why like Zack Snyder didn't really work if you think about it. Like Zack Snyder as an artist, like he how do I say, like his work, his movies were only appreciated by a niche audience. Like
yeah. It was
Warner
like
Brothers probably Warner Brothers wants like a larger audience, the general public, the kids, the families, the soccer moms, the fans, the comic cast. Like you have to appease everybody.
right, and that's just thing about these movies. Like, look, it's like and it's fans are at fault too for not being able to just like, especially the general public are, the general public, they're at fault too, but mainly these studios don't really care about the fans' feelings like, the fans would expect. So at the end of the day, these businesses, they're going to make these movies cater to the general public, and the general public is the ones who are the majority going out watching
Right.
movies. The majority of
Right.
comic book fans are not going out watching movies.
Right.
For example, if we look, like, if we can go back to Zack Snyder's fan base was pretty much the people. Zack Snyder's minority that supported him was people that like stuff like The Dark Knight Returns, maybe
Yeah.
New 52 Superman, when he was like took that dark
Right.
emo edgy turn. The
Right.
real minority of fans, but the majority did not like that character, and the majority did not support other movies after that really well. Like, especially when Justice League came by, the majority of fans and the minority didn't go support Justice League.
Right. Like some Snyder fans like want to create this narrative that the Justice League box office was so low because of like the implications with the backstage politics and all the stuff with Joss Whedon replacing him. But I don't think like the general audiences are like in tune with that stuff.
Yeah.
Like they simply didn't go to see the movie because they were disappointed by BVS and bad credit carries away to the next movie, right?
Yeah.
So anything that was like attached to Zack Snyder, to Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck, it will be like this kind of like in the general audience's idea. They're like, oh, it's like the sequel to that BVS movie that I didn't like, so they didn't bother, right?
Right.
Like I think like the problem is like you want to give creators like room to play with their stuff, but see, like just as I was saying, like yeah, you want to give like creators the room to create, right?
Yeah.
But you have to think about the money. You can't
Right.
really let like someone like want without like having the money to back it up.
Yep.
Like if, for example, if you were like an executive for Warner Brothers, like your first job is to ensure that the product is profitable, right?
Yeah.
So like you can't I understand, like, we as fans, we want like the best product, the best quality of movies and stuff, but like they are like they only think about the money, and sometimes they're a little misguided about what the audience wants, because sometimes we as fans can't we are not really giving the like we're not united in what we want.
Yeah.
So
We're
like
not.
they can't really pinpoint what exactly they have to do. Like someone says, there's a lot of people that say, for example, that they want this Superman or they want that Superman or they want this type of movie or that, and like they're a little confused, and you kind of can like I don't know, man. I think they should like the best thing to do is stick to their creators and like reevaluate like depending on how the audiences receive the movies, and like do that. Like if some creator doesn't work, if a director does a movie and like move on. Don't be like trying to don't like,
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, I agree with everything you said, Mike. I'm not against it. But the biggest thing for
right.
Ayer is that he just, in my opinion, for as like a respect level I can't respect his decision of how he went about this tweet. In my opinion, he didn't need to respond and address it. Like, that's the way you made the character. That's the way
Right.
you made your character. You know, people either have to deal with it. I mean, David Ayer won't be doing any more DC, so which is good. But at the end of the day,
Right.
you know, you set up Harley Quinn this way, and you started out with, in my opinion, Harley wasn't bad in Suicide Squad. It was just the only thing that was bad was that she was a girl with a bat on this team fighting this like ancient magical sorcerer, and I was like, this whole team is not built to fight this threat. You know, that's the only thing I disliked about her in Suicide Squad. She was out of place because she didn't need to be there in that particular movie. Their threat they was fighting was way beyond their pay grade. That's how I looked at Suicide Squad.
Right. Like Suicide Squad, uh, like Suicide Squad was not really. It wasn't a good movie, right?
Yeah.
But like in terms of the damage, because they were like the characters weren't like mainline characters. They weren't like the main characters of the universe. So like even though the movie uh didn't exactly appeal to the general audiences, like I don't think it hurt like the universe that much.
Yes.
Like for example, BVS was a bigger gamble because it was like the two biggest characters, and like you really had to hit that out of the park for the universe, right?
Yeah.
I put Suicide Squad on the same level as a like I guess I don't know, like a Guardians of the Galaxy in a sense,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I can agree.
Although I know they had like Joker and like that pushed like the popularity a little more. Like they actually did good in the box office, Suicide Squad. But like I put it like, for example, Guardians of the Galaxy, if they failed, I don't think it would like hurt MCU that much, right?
Yeah.
Like I think, but like David Ayer, like as a yeah, you're right. I agree with you. Like as a creator, you should like he should not like he should stick to his guns, right? He shouldn't like backtrack or backpedal anything. And like and if like you shouldn't even need to address it. Like sometimes like the best thing to do is like it's not even to respond, right?
Yep.
If you're responding to everything, you're gonna get caught on something. Like you're gonna get caught on something on some controversy. Like you don't really need to do that.
Yep. All he had to do was leave it as is and just leave it. The character was fine as she was. She was better in Suicide Squad than she was in Birds of Prey, so I'll say that much.
Right.
All right, Mike, we got one more topic that will hit. And this is an interesting one. Because this actually surprised me. And I was like, wow, this could have happened. I'm glad it didn't happen, but this could have happened. So looking at this article here, Darren Aronofsky's Batman fell apart because he wanted Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So Joaquin Phoenix could have been Batman.
Yeah, right.
All right, let's read this article. With last year's Joker, Joaquin Phoenix took a character made iconic many times over and reinvented it once again in an incredible and Oscar-winning new shape. And if this Arthur Fleck proved Phoenix was a firm fit for the grittier end of the DC universe, in Otherworld, he could have ended up playing the Joker's crime-fighting counterpart. The star was pegged as a potential Batman by Darren Aronofsky, who was tapped up by Warner Brothers for a new take on The Dark Knight in the early 2000s after the success of Requiem for a Dream. So, in the early 2000s, basically, Joaquin Phoenix could have been our Batman right before Nolan did his Batman. And I don't dislike Joaquin as an actor. It's just I cannot see Joaquin as Batman.
Yeah, it would have been weird.
Yeah, he doesn't have to look for a Batman. He has more of a villainous, he has more of a villain look to him than that of a heroic Batman look.
I think
what's up, Blide?
Like Joaquin Phoenix, he has more for example, when you see Gladiator,
yeah,
he has that that villain, more like a villain aesthetic, right? More like a villain vibe. I really can maybe I could see him do the Bruce Wayne Playboy stuff.
Right. I couldn't see him as Batman. I think he can probably do Bruce Wayne. But as Batman,
I don't know, man. He's
a gamble.
Yeah, he's a talented actor, right? So
yep.
I don't know. You probably you shouldn't want us to doubt him, right? He probably would invest in building his character up and playing that brooding serious badass character. But I don't know. Yes, the vibes he gives in his other performances, like the Joker,
yep.
Those movies, you get you don't really get a Batman vibe,
right? All the people I've seen Joaquin play was characters that are kind of weak, sniveling, not very.
Right.
Not one. I want to use the word masculine. For example, in Gladiator, he played a pretentious king with a god complex.
He was very feminine in Gladiator, right?
Yeah, I mean very flamboyant. I wouldn't say feminine, but he was super flamboyant.
Yeah.
But he had a douchebaggy god complex in Gladiator. He played that type of sarcastic douchebaggy villain. If seeing him as Batman would have been weird. Not saying he couldn't pull it off, but I can see why the studio probably didn't see him as you could have been our Batman.
Right. And I think he probably I don't know really the timeline. I think this was supposed to be around the time that Batman Begins came out, right? It was supposed to be, instead we got the Nolan trilogy instead of this Batman, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how Joaquin Phoenix was at that time, but I heard that he was I read it, he was he was having problems in his life, and it was hard to deal with in set. So I don't know if at that time he was having to deal with those problems, and maybe Warner Brothers was oh, not him.
Oh, crazy Uso.
Right?
Yeah.
But let's think I don't know, man. Have you seen there's in YouTube as it has a video of Batman Begins where they're auditioning.
Yeah,
making audition for the character. And you see the dude that did Scarecrow.
Yeah, I saw it.
His name. And it's he was supposed to be Bruce Wayne in Batman, and when you see him do the scenes, man, it's really weird. So
Yeah.
I think Joaquin Phoenix would be similar.
Yeah, Joaquin. I can see Joaquin giving out the same vibes as the guy who plays Scarecrow. And when it came to acting Batman, you know, Joaquin just doesn't have that build, the character type. Not saying he can't do it, but he just doesn't give me the impression that he could do it.
Right.
You know?
Like sometimes like it's a gamble. Like you never really know what the actor is going to do. It's like Robert Pattinson, right? He's a talented actor, but you don't really know what he's going to, how he's going to approach the role. So like it's a gamble.
Right. And we don't know at this point how he's gonna even play out as Batman. I'm still giving him a chance. You know, I got my opinions, but you know, I'm waiting to give him a chance. I'm waiting to give him a chance.
Like, has the suit grown on you?
Not okay, let me show you this other suit. Let me show you this other suit that I saw. That looked really good. It was a concept of a Robert Pattinson Batman suit, and I was like, this is a perfect suit. This is a perfect Batman suit.
It was concept art to make it like look better. If you
it was a particular design for this suit. Yeah, this one right here. I'll show you. This one right here. Someone did this artwork on Instagram. And it looks like a kind of a, this looks more like an Arkham Knight bat suit. Because people are saying the other bat suit gives Arkham Knight vibes. This suit right here gives me Arkham Knight vibes. This looks like Batman Arkham Knight. That other suit they give us, that does not look like Batman Arkham Knight. This suit does. This suit
or Arkham Origins too.
Right, yeah.
Like, yeah. No, I think like people say that the other suit looks like Arkham Knight because of the plates in the chest. Like they seem like to move. Like if you watch there's one trailer from the Arkham Knight game where the suit really looks like the Batson one. I think that's where the visual resemblance comes from.
Right.
But yeah. What do you think about that color? That color he has. Do you think that's going to work? Do you think it's about camera angles or stuff, or do you think it's really trash? You don't want it.
I think they should lose the collar. I mean, it's just funny that they have it because it reminds me of a Count, the whole Count Dracula thing, and I think that's the idea of a vampire movie. So you know, it's kind of like I'm laughing at it and just looking at the similarities of Robert's track record and that whole collar and the dark thing and the vampire Dracula thing. Honestly, they can lose the collar, but you know, they can. Yeah, I just want to see the suit in action. That's
because there's some camera angles where the suit could look better. It's like the Nolan suit. In some camera angles, it looked really bad, and in others, it was and the lighting too, the lighting, the camera angle, it all adds up. Even the Affleck suit, right? The Ben Affleck suit is people praise it a lot, but there's some angles, if you film it from some angle, it looks a little derpy, especially the mask and stuff. But yeah, it depends on how you capture it, in terms of the angles and the action scene, the movement. Yo, kiddo, I think you're muted.
Oh yeah, I'm back. Yeah. Well, what I was saying was since you just came off of the BVS thing, you remember in BVS when Superman died and he got stabbed, and then Batman and Wonder Woman walked Batman walked from under the rubble and he walked out, and then
yes,
and then he let me bring up the shot. It's a really good shot. It's a really good shot at Batman. Let me find that.
I know what shot you're talking about.
Yeah,
I think it was one of the shots that were showing in the when they were like doing like the publicity for it. Like one of the main shots was like that one of Batman like coming out of the rubble.
Yeah, it was this one right here, dude. And it's a really good. This is my favorite shot of Batman in this movie. Like the lighting and everything's all perfect. The way he walks out, it's perfect. Sometimes the suit doesn't look good in the daytime, like in Justice League. Like he was in a lot of daytime scenes, and his suit was kind of off.
Man, I think like Justice League. Like I think I'll say this. Like Joss Whedon. Like I think like those shots, some of the shots where Batman look a little derpy were like Joss Whedon's, because I don't think like, because it's not his suit.
Yeah.
He didn't really do like the homework to know which angles to film it, so it ended up like a little bit awkward. Like there's scenes where like he's filming it and like he's filming it like in the face, and like the mask looks a little derpy. I think like Snyder, because it's his creation, it's his suits, his vision, like he had more time to develop like an aesthetic to film the costume.
Right. Yeah. Hey, it was this scene right here, Mike. It was this scene right here. This was tight right here. I like this shot. I love this shot.
Nah, it's great. It's probably one of like the greatest, if not one of like the best shots of Batman ever. Right. Like it looks like Batman right there.
Like perfect lighting, perfect everything. The suit really works.
Like it's hard to find a better shot than that. Like.
All right, but was there anything else, Mike, you wanted to say about the Nolan Batman, or about the Joaquin Phoenix potentially almost being Batman before we hit this other topic? Because I wanted to get your opinion on this trailer.
No, I think I already said like what I wanted to say about the Joaquin Phoenix being Batman. So like, what's the next topic? Right. I didn't really like catch it.
All right, so this one's the last one for sure. Did you know they got a Mandalorian season 2 trailer?
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Let's watch it. Let's watch it. Some people were mad about this trailer, and you'll see why. So, Mike, the thing about this is coming from IGN. Now, if you remember, IGN, they get a lot of like exclusive trailers and stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So just remember in your head, this is IGN who's showing this trailer. And once you see the trailer, you'll be able to piece together what it is. All right, chat. This is the Mandalorian season 2 trailer reaction. Let's get into this.
You have something I want. You may think you have some idea of what you're in possession of, but you do not. Are you ready for round 2?
The fuck? The hell?
Don't even think about it. My real father, you're not.
They really released this.
You're lucky I'm out of carbonite.
Like this is like real, right?
No, it's not real. IGN.
No, I'm saying like the IGN released it.
Yeah, IGN released it. But see, they changed the title because earlier they called it the official trailer. They took it off. Andy did a video on it, and this is why I wanted to talk about it. Well, the reason I don't watch IGN no more, as you see, I'm not subscribed to him. I didn't like or dislike. I lost respect for IGN after when Call of Duty came out, and it was like super PC about Call of Duty, and it was like, and they was for some reason acting like Call of Duty was supposed to be a game that's supposed to be sensitive when the game is not supposed to be. The game is about like war, and war is not
sensitive.
PC. Right. I mean, I just wanted to get your opinion. Like, how do you feel about IGN dropping a trailer about a trailer about Mandalorian that's not accurate? Because remember, it's 420, so it's supposed to be a joke. You know, I get the joke, but like, how do you feel about IGN using their platform with all the exclusive trailers they get to release to us, like the Hellboy trailer and stuff, and they just use their platform to sort of clickbait people, clickbait basically.
Right. Yeah. That's what I think. Like, you can consider this clickbait, right?
Yep.
Like, this is bad. Like, bad business decision, right? Like, trying like to fool your audiences.
Right.
Like, and like IGN doesn't have like good cred right now. Like, a lot of people don't really fuck with the IGN, so they're doing this. It's like it's putting a lot more stains on their brand, right?
Right, because if you look at the like to dislike ratio, that's pretty.
Yeah, it's like, if you really think about it, like, they should realize that doing something like this will like bring the hate, right? Are they like embracing it? Like, are they like embracing the dark side, right?
Well, if we look at this pinned comment here, they said, if you were upset by this video, might I advise you to celebrate the holiday, wait half an hour, watch it again, and let us know how you feel about it after that. So, but the thing about, like, they didn't classify this as a parody because this is a parody. This is a parody, right? And granted, it's IGN, but like IGN is not a troll channel. They're supposed to be a game review channel. They're supposed to be like, you know, a little bit official with it. You know, I'm down with them having fun. I'm down with IGN having fun, but this business practice they did, like,
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Like, it's like IGN is not supposed to be a troll channel. You know, like, if you're a troll channel, then this makes sense.
Right.
You know, like,
no, it's worse. Like, it devalues your credibility, right?
A little bit for me, not fully, but you know, this wasn't what fully killed IGN's credibility. It was really for the Call of Duty thing, but this Mandalorian like kind of solidifies why I stopped watching IGN.
Yeah, you can't really do that. Like, you know, people are like anxious and expecting like these trailers, and like you do something like this, like people are gonna get pissed off. Even like those channels that do it like that do those fan mades and stuff, like they get a lot of flag, right?
Yeah. Well, not really, because people classify inner titles if something is fan made or like official.
Yes.
People will classify.
No, but there's like some of those channels that don't really do it because they're like they know they'll get the views. Like, they don't even put in the title fan made. They like put like a semi like realistic, like you really think it is, like in a thumbnail. They put like a thumbnail where like it's really convincing, and like when you go to watch, it's like, oh, like it's not really like like if you put fan made, yes, like it's cool, like people will realize it's fan made. But when you try to do something like this, it's like, especially if you're IGN, like you're supposed to be this like you're supposed to have credibility, right? Despite what all the people say, like your model should be to be like official.
Yeah. Not like a platform that, you know, trolls.
Right.
Like, granted, it's a video game. They're more than video games now. They're releasing movie trailers and stuff, but like they're a game review channel. You know, people expect game reviews from them, not like parodies and stuff. Granted, you can have fun with how you do the reviews and stuff. You can make the videos creative and funny, but like this right here, when they had the earlier title official trailer, and people knows that IGN releases trailers for movies, we're thinking, oh my gosh, it's a Mandalorian season 2 trailer. Now,
right, like the first thing you think about, like it's an official trailer, right? When you see the title, you see like the channel that's releasing it, you're like, oh, like that's the little thing.
Yeah.
So like people obviously are going to get mad. Like, I don't know, man. Like whose idea was this? Like it was like some big joke. Like I know, like it's the day in the United States, like it's like a prank day, right?
Yeah, well, 420 is like National Marijuana Day, so like everybody here in America, they smoke marijuana on 420.
Yeah.
So that's the reason they did this, right? And see, I'm not completely mad at it because I don't care for Star Wars no more. Like I don't watch Mandalorian. The only thing I'm just coming to defense of the Mandalorian fans that was pissed and who thought this was an official trailer, and was in that we're mad that they got misguided and misled. Some people do like Mandalorian. And for those people that like Mandalorian, for you to do something like this, and IGN is not a troll channel, they're not a parody channel, they're not supposed to be. But doing something like this, it's like, we're supposed to take them more serious than most channels.
It's nasty, man. It's nasty.
Yeah, it's very, very misleading and clickbait.
Right. Maybe like they're trying to, I don't know. Like this like those companies, like they think they can do everything and like they'll get away with it, but that's how it is, right?
Yeah, for this one they kind of did, but the likes and dislikes they're not good.
Right.
21K dislikes and 27 likes, like you don't want to have this many dislikes and this many likes on the video. They're pretty close.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much all the topics. Was there any final thoughts you wanted to give on like, are you still watching Mandalorian, or are you done with Wars?
Nah, I'm done. I'm done with Star Wars. Like I'm not really interested anymore. Unless like they do something like really revolutionary, right?
Yeah.
Like something like really big, it catches like many eyes and stuff, but I don't know, man. It's kind of like it seems pointless, right?
Yeah, because I didn't watch Clone Wars season 7. I felt it wasn't needed.
Right.
I don't care about that new thing of Star Wars books they got coming out, the High Republic.
It's like this. Like at what point do you like stop caring, right?
Yeah.
Like they're gonna do their ideas and stuff and try like some it's kind of like it's like beating a dead horse, right?
Yeah, because Marvel and DC, I'm still giving them chances. I'm still giving Marvel and DC chances. I give them more benefit of the doubt, right? Star Wars, I completely gave up on Star Wars. I deleted my Star Wars video game. I deleted. Right. I don't watch Clone Wars season 7. I didn't watch Mandalorian season 1. Like I completely gave up on it. I'm not doing videos on it. I gave up on Star Wars. I'm done with it. I'll talk about it, but I'm like, if I do a live stream, if somebody brings it up, I'll talk about it. But this is one of the franchises I just gave up on. I gave up. I'm done with Star Wars. I gave up on it.
There's do you have like other franchises that you gave up like the same way? Or like Star Wars, like the big one, the first one? Because let's be honest, like as fans, it's hard for us to stop caring, right?
Well, I'll say Naruto after Naruto ended Boruto, because Boruto's still connected to Naruto.
Yeah.
I gave up on Naruto because I don't care about Boruto. I haven't started that. I haven't read the manga. I gave up on it.
Right.
I'm giving my hero a chance, but Naruto, I'm done with Naruto. After Boruto, it's like I'm done. Never again. And so I still watch the old Naruto. I still watch the old Naruto. I don't watch none of the new stuff. So like as far as continuing onto a franchise, I don't do that anymore.
Is there like any other franchise where like you're like in the brink of like quitting? Like, man, if they like fuck, like if they fuck up this next project, you're going to be like, man, I'm done with it. It's like that. It's like any other franchise where like you feel like that. like for example, the MCU. I feel like the MCU, like if they like don't hit the next phase, like the next with the X-Men and like the next things they're doing, if they like don't do it right, you might see a lot of people like
falling off. Yeah,
losing passion, right?
yeah. I think for MCU, if Phase 4 and Phase 4, Phase 5, and Phase 6 is gonna be like the next saga, because Phase 1 and Phase 3 was the first saga. If Phase 4, Phase 5, and 6 don't hold up as much as Phase 1 to 3, then I can probably see myself exiting out from the MCU and moving on to something else. Same thing for DC. You know, DC, they're gonna have to try and peak at some point. But DC is still in this early. Believe it or not, DCEU is still in its early phases because they only got Man of Steel, BVS, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Shazam. They only got 7 movies. They don't have a lot of movies. Oh, Justice League, they got 7 movies. MCU got like 23 movies. DCEU is just still getting started. They messed up and now they're recovering. So they still got room to grow.
And at some point, it's not even like the movies have to be bad for you to like stop caring. Like if the movies are mediocre, like if the stories aren't interesting, even if they're like this like Homecoming or Far From Home, if they're movies like that, like you'll start to get like superhero fatigue. Like that's what gives you fatigue, like something that doesn't really push the agenda, doesn't do anything experimental, nothing new. If you always get like the same stuff, you'll eventually, because like it's so many movies that we ought to lose interest.
Yep, I agree.
Right.
I mean, on your end, was there any that really just resulted you as a fan to make you want to like just like say I'm done with it, besides Star Wars on your end?
Right, man. I think I'm more like I lose interest if it goes like for a long time. Stuff goes for a long time, right? And but like I don't, man. I'll say like Assassin's Creed. You feel me? Like the franchise. Like I think like there's so many games right now, and like and like the new games are so far from what like the initial premise was. Like I think like Assassin's Creed probably, Assassin's Creed. I'll say like that franchise was like, oh, like now they're doing this. Oh, okay, like I'm not really interested in it. Like I think like for me it's like it's hard like for me to sometimes let go of some of the franchises. Yeah. But like I can see that like eventually if you don't put up quality, or I don't even say quality, but like new stuff, right? Right. Because you can have like some mediocre stuff and keep doing it till the end of times. Like I'm not going to care if you're going to give me mediocre after mediocre, right? Agreed. Like eventually you'll be like, man, I don't need to play these. I don't need to watch this. So it's like that.
Yep. Hey, I totally agree with you on that end.
Right.
But for the most part, you know, just like you said earlier, I didn't want to keep on beating a dead horse, you know, just like how I don't do Avengers Infinity Wars videos anymore, you know. It's time to move on from it. Move on to the next big thing, you know. I don't do a lot of endgame videos anymore, you know. Until the next big thing comes up and it captures my interest, I'll be very vocal about it and passionate to talk about it. Right. But you know, it's the same thing for Star Wars. You know, I don't want to be like, look, I don't dislike this channel, but this is an example of a channel that is beating the dead horse. Geeks and Gamers, Star Wars videos like every single day. Right. You know, it's like I understand I understand why they're doing their videos, but at the end of the day, it's like, you know, you guys are doing Star Wars videos every day. You know, Kathleen Kennedy this, Kathleen Kennedy that. I understand it. I want her gone too, but you don't see me doing like 20 videos on her.
like when like people that review or like that discuss these topics, like there's like a fine line where like passion and like the money and the attention, like are you talking about this about the stuff that you're talking about, like for example Star Wars, because like you love it so much that you're still talking, or like are you talking because you like your audiences are like steered towards that, so like you're trying to like as I said, like beat a dead horse, like
Yeah.
it's that fine line, like you have to sometimes you gotta like get out from yourself and still like, man, what, like they're not going to change anything, so like I can discuss about it, but like put so much energy into something that you know won't like appease you anymore. It's debilitating, right?
Yeah, it's just a redundant thing. It's like at some point, some things you gotta let go. You just gotta let it go and
Yeah,
move
yeah.
on to the next
No,
big
but
thing.
I understand, man. Like people grow up with this stuff, right? So
Yeah,
like they always feel that they themselves can change it, and that they themselves are like these are like when we talk about stuff like DC or Marvel or Star Wars, like we have these ideas, big ideas on our head, like how we would do things, and like we project that stuff like to them, right? We're
yep,
trying like, oh man, they should do stuff, but like they'll they'll never do it, like they'll never do like how you want it to do.
agreed.
And like you're trying like to scream or rant or do stuff, but I get it, like it's just you can't really call out anyone's passion. If you're passionate, do it, it's your passion, right?
Yeah,
We can't really like say, oh man, we should, but yeah, at some point you should like look into yourself and see like, is this worth it? Is like doing this, like wasting energy in this franchise, is it worth it, or am I like just wasting time, wasting energy? Maybe I should look someone else for better quality that I would rather enjoy. But that's
right.
kind of like, that's up to you, like everybody has their breaking points. Some people like take longer, others are like quickly, others are like, man, if like others like, if the shit is trash right now, they'll leave it and maybe come back later, right? There's people like that. There's people like
Yep.
that won't accept like not even one fall from the franchise. So it's different from everybody. But yeah, like if you feel like you're wasting too much time on one franchise, on one fandom, maybe you should like take a break.
Agreed. Take a break
It's
or
like,
take a break.
for example,
Drop it.
the Snyder cut,
Right.
right? That's
There.
that's one of the big examples. Like eventually, those people are going to have to be like, man, like, the movie isn't coming out, right?
Yep.
Might as well like move on, move forward.
Agreed.
Like in my opinion, like if you're like a Snyder fan, I think the best thing to wish for is for Snyder to maybe get some cred, for Snyder to do other projects, like
Yeah.
regain his credibility, and maybe, I don't know, like Snyder isn't done, his career isn't over. Maybe
Yeah.
he can return on another DC project on the future, but right now we're going another way, right?
Yep. He got to get
Like
his
I think
credit back up.
best thing is to support Snyder on other projects, see how he does with other projects, with other ideas. Like I don't think like this Snyder cut stuff. I understand like people want to see that movie so much, but like there's a reason why he just wants to move on. It didn't work, so they're like Warner Brothers are acting as some of the fans should act. They're moving on, right? They're not gonna waste energy in trying to like show something that they really didn't agree with. So
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, just to end it all off, just to sum up this whole thing, right? If you're passionate about a franchise and it's not getting any better for you in any time soon, and you're very passionate about it and you love it and you want to see it do better, and you have really no power or control to fix it,
right,
and all you can do is voice your opinion. Voice your opinion. But if at some point these big corporations, trying to go against these big corporations and get them to change this stuff to like help appease the fan base. It's very it's for one it's hard to do, and like it's rare. For example, like the Sonic movie, it was rare that the studio changed the design before the movie came out. Most studios would have went like, no, we're going to release the movie just like this. You guys better accept it.
Right.
The Sonic movie is a rarity example of the studios finally listening to the fans. A rare moment in history.
I think like that whole thing was like the creative team, right?
Yeah.
The whole creative team like was like hearing the feedback and like they took it upon themselves to change it, right?
Yep.
So it's kind of, but like in most cases that won't happen because like they already invested the money. They already like parted their ways with the project. The project is released. Like you watch it. If you like it, you don't. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Right? For them, it's like that. The businesses is like that. They shouldn't waste energy in trying to overthink it. Right? But yeah, like fans, I believe like some fans like most of us, right? We imagine ourselves in those positions as executives or as like creative people, right?
Agreed.
So we're kind of trying to make movements and stuff to make those people understand the way to do it, right? But at some points it's like it's pointless because like they only hear money, they only hear about the money, statistics. Businesses only work with statistics, numbers. Like they're not really looking for like a reviewer can change some person's mind or can change a lot of people's minds and maybe do some kind of movement, but it's really rare when that happens.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, but overall, IGN, thought people understand and from it coming from IGN, it's like it's not cool, but I see why they did it. But as far as IGN as a company, that was not wise of them to do, especially for people that love this new Star Wars stuff and they love the Mandalorian.
Yes.
It was not cool to do. But that's just how I'm ending it on that point. I moved on from Star Wars. I'm done with it. I'm not really fighting for it to change. If some topics come up every once in a while, I may talk about it, speak on it. But until we get changes, as soon as we get people that are leaving, like Kathleen Kennedy, and we get new leadership, for example, maybe Kevin Feige, I may have different opinions about this franchise moving forward. But once the leadership leaves, my opinions on this franchise may change.
Right.
But like, any last thing you wanted to say, Michael? Because we finished out the last topic. Any last thing you wanted to say on this? Mike, did you hear me? Oh shit, I think he froze. Wait a second, Mike. Let me bring you back in, bring you out. All right, you guys. Mike, his screen froze. But for now, we're going to have to end this stream. We got to end this stream. And I want to thank everybody for watching this stream. And Mike, are you there?
I'm there.
Okay, yeah, I thought you froze out.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, well, I wanted to see if there was one last thing you wanted to say before I end the stream, just to let the one last thing.
I just want to say, like, thank you for having me, right? Like, It's always like a pleasure, like talking, discussing. Like, yeah, thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, it was great having you on too, having somebody else, to chime in, give an opinion. And I think, moving forward, I'm gonna try and do these more often, try to bring you guys on and get people's different opinions, I was gonna bring on HG Speed, But you was already in the chat, and I already knew you was gonna like just pop up, so
Right.
I got you. But yeah, thanks for coming on. Thanks for chiming in your opinion. It was well valued, and I hope people that are watching like your opinion too. Everyone watching, I hope you guys have a great day. I got things to do. Mike got things to do. But it was good to see all you guys. Good to have everybody pop through in the chat. Everyone have a great day. Go to that peace, love, positivity all the time. Don't do drugs. Deuces.
Don't do drugs. Deuces.
Oh, man.